Last weekend, the PDP governors came together, headed by Bala Mohammed, came together in Zamfara State to have a meeting to discuss salient issues that have been plaguing the PDP. And this has generated a lot of criticism from a lot of people, especially the people of Zamfara State, who feel like, how can these governors come together smiling sheepishly, wearing ceremonial agbada and turban in a state that just experienced carnage, where terrorists killed innocent people in the mosque that were worshipping in the mosque, and then went into the villages and burnt, people alive in their houses. Can you imagine? And these governors are meeting together, snapping pictures and, just enjoying themselves as if nothing like that happened. Before we delve right into the details of today's news, if this is your first time here, you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? Please make sure you subscribe. Also turn on the post notification bell as well. Without further delay, let's delve right into the details of today's news. Residents of Zamfara State, as well as the African Democratic Congress, ADC, and the All Progressive Congress, APC, yesterday slammed the People's Democratic Party, PDP governors for holding a political meeting in the state on Saturday amid rising killings of innocent people by bandits. They argue that the meeting smacked of insensitivity and lack of empathy. Many local government areas in Zamfara had recently suffered repeated attacks by armed bandits, leaving many persons killed, others abducted, and villages deserted. The PDP governors' meeting, which was held in Guzau, was hosted by Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal. In attendance were the chairman of a PDP Governors Forum, Bala Abdulkadir Mohammed of Bauchi State, Agbukefa Taraba, Amadu Umaru Fitiri Adamawa, Seyi Makinde Oyo, Duridiri Bayelsa, and Ademola Adeleke Osun State. They had earlier met in Asaba, Delta State capital, in January, and in Ibadan, Oyo State capital, in April. Pictures and videos, which were circulated on the social media, showed the PDP governors wearing traditional gowns and turbans, along with caps that matched the style. Observers believe that these are formal and elegant clothes typically worn by important public events or celebrations, but the residents said it was an insult to them by the governors. The PDP governors were cited, posed for photographs, smiling and exchanging banters, a manner that is akin to a political jamboree ahead of elections. The PDP governors had, during their meeting in Guzau, commended the initiatives by the state government to significantly curb insecurity within the state, but condemned what they described as the continuous monstrous killings in Katsina, Plateau, Niger, and Benue states, and other parts of the country. They had also called on the federal government to be more responsive to the lives and properties of the citizenry. Guys, did you see what they did there? They know that, Zamfara State is headed by PDP governors, so therefore they gave him accolade. He's doing well, despite the fact that they know that insecurity issues are still plaguing the state. But they condemned other states, Katsina, like those other states, because they know that those states are being headed by an APC or other political party. You see what they did? Despite the fact that they know the truth that, even Zamfara State that is headed by PDP is still being plagued with insecurity issues. But they omitted Zamfara and mentioned other states while giving kudos to Zamfara State because they know the governor is part of them. Moving on. Critics allege that such formal dressing and cheerful posturing gave the impression of indifference or detachment from the suffering of ordinary people in Zamfara State. It was gathered that the governors chartered a plane from Abuja and landed at the Southern Sultan Abubakar International Airport, Sokoto, where they were said to be received by the Deputy Governor of Zamfara State, Alhaji Mani Malam Momone. Considering that the construction of airports in Zamfara has not been completed, the Deputy Governor was said to have led the governors to Guzau by road, accompanied by several armed soldiers. You know the road is not safe, so the convoy has to move at a high speed, a source told Daily Trust. Speaking to Daily Trust yesterday, a resident of Gusau who gave his name as Abdullahi Ali said the money spent on organizing the PDP's governors' meeting should have been channeled towards assisting displaced persons and others severely affected by the insecurity. Some people feel that the money could have been used to assist those affected by insecurity, people who have no shelter or food to eat. There are also the sick among them who cannot afford medical treatment, he said. He also criticized the visiting governors for failing to visit affected communities or publicly acknowledge the severity of a crisis in Zamfara. Our governor should have taken them around so they could see the level of insecurity ravaging the state. Maybe then they would have shown some compassion and offered their support, he added. Another resident of Gusau, who gave her name as Jumai Ya Malam, said the way the visiting governors dressed showed they are not concerned about the situation we are going through. Hundreds of women are now widows who are finding it difficult to feed their orphans. But then, look at what the governors are displaying. It is a shame indeed, she said. According to another resident, the visiting governors praised our governor, but they did not even talk about the killings that are happening here. They condemned killings in other states, not ours. A resident of Kaura, Namoda, Mohammed Ibrahim, said, "It is quite unfortunate. While our loved ones are being killed by bandits, the governors met in Gusau to strategize on how to win elections." Several villages have been under attacks across Kaura, Namoda local governments for the past 1 month, and we have called on the government severally to help us, but the government has never come to our rescue. Unfortunately, during last Saturday's by-election, a large number of security personnel were deployed to the local government. I learned that apart from police and soldiers, the state government also deployed many personnel of the Zamfara State Community Protection Guards, CPG, for an election that is held in just 6 out of 11 wards in the local government. We are disappointed in the PDP governors. We expect them to put their heads together and find a lasting solution to the lingering banditry issue that has been disturbing us for years. All we need from them is to address this problem, but they ignored us. Aminu Musa, another resident, said the PDP governors were expected to show their concern about the condition the people of Zamfara is in and help Governor Dauda Lawal to address the insecurity because it is the major problem affecting the state. Abdullahi Ibrahim, a resident of Kwafada village in Safa local government area of Zamfara State, said what surprises me most is how the governors managed to arrive at Gusau despite the security challenges facing the state. Everybody knows we don't have any airport in Gusau, so they either came by road, so the Kaduna Funtua Gusau Road or Sokoto Gusau Road, and it is obvious both roads have their peculiar security challenges. If they take Kaduna Funtua Gusau Road, the distance between Funtua Safa Gusau is a death trap for travelers. In fact, from Funtua to Safa, a distance of about 50 kilometers has been tagged Israel due to persistent banditry attacks. There are several places along the road where bandits operate frequently. Villages like Kusheri, Magazu, Safa, Kamfani, Malafia, and Kwana, Shem were known for frequent banditry attacks. If the governors came through Sokoto, that road is also not safe. There are several joints where the bandits operate frequently. So if the governors could be provided with enough security to protect them, what stops the government from providing protection to other road users that are applying the roads for their legitimate businesses? The Zamfara State governor and his colleagues should also make similar arrangements for the deployment of enough security personnel along the Gusau-Sokoto road to protect the lives of road users because they are Nigerian and their lives deserve to be protected by their leaders. One Hassan Idris Gusau yesterday wrote on his X, popularly known as Twitter, "I have no problem with your PDP governor's party's meeting, but I have a strong problem with the way and manner you are neglecting the plight of villagers whom are vastly affected by long-lingering banditry." The ADC, in a statement yesterday by its National Publicity Secretary Malam Bolaji Abdullahi, described the meeting as a jamboree, saying it was insensitive to the plight of those who recently lost their lives during the attacks launched by bandits on various communities in the state. It also condemned the killings in Zamfara and Malumfashi, Katsina State, and called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to immediately declare a state of emergency in the two states. We also have a comment from the Publicity Secretary of Zamfara State Chapter of All Progressive Congress, Alhaji Yusuf Idris, yesterday, who alleged that the PDP governors' meeting in Gusau was a high sense of irresponsibility. If not, how can the governors hold a meeting in Zamfara State amid killings, kidnapping, and attacks on innocent lives? The people of Zamfara expect the governors to discuss issues of insecurity, not politics. Just last week, 38 people were slaughtered like rams and about 200 others abducted by bandits in Kaura, Namoda local government of a state. Yet, the governors met in Gusau to discuss politics. You all, let's have your total new opinions in the comment section below. Thank you very much for always listening and watching. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.